Matches Balone. Hey, what's up guys? Matches Balone here, bringing guys another DC Toy Box TV review. Today we're going to be looking at the Pop Rides Invisible Jet with Wonder Woman. Okay, so like always guys, before we get into the review, I do want to go over the packaging. Now, I have to say, this is probably the biggest box I have, I guess, unboxed in this channel so far. This is the Pop Rides you see up here in the logo. Across we do get the classic Wonder Woman logo with the number 16. Now I believe that the Invisible Jet with Wonder Woman is the 16th Pop Rides figure, or I guess ride, if you will. I'm gonna try to lift this up a little bit for you guys. Right here in the corner, we do get kind of that cartoony image of the same vehicle and figure inside. It is an open window box, so we do get a glimpse of her in there. I'll be moving this around to get you guys a better view. Across the bottom, we do get the Invisible Jet vinyl figure as well. Let me move her around just a bit. So you can see this is a pretty big box. Let me stop it right here. So on the side, it is a pretty much a white box with again a Pop Rides logo up top, the Invisible Jet riding across the side with the number 16 once again, and that same pop and vehicle image that we've seen earlier. Again, continuing with that open window, we do get to see the side view of the jet with Wonder Woman inside. That is pretty cool, and you could already see just how big this is. I do have the Dorbs version of this, so I'll try to compare it for you guys if I manage to get both planes in here, but I'll do my best for you guys. Then right here on the back, we do pretty much have a similar view with the red square. Still open box where you could see just a little bit of the backside of that vehicle with Wonder Woman. Pop right up top with the Wonder Woman logo, number 16. Again, same image of the Pop with the vehicle and the Invisible Jet with Wonder Woman. Here we go on the back. So on the back we do get once again that a bigger image, but still the same one of the Invisible Jet with Wonder Woman. Pop Rides up there with the Wonder Woman logo, number 16. The Invisible Jet with Wonder Woman, and here we have I guess what it is considered the DC Comics Funko Pop line or collection. These do appear to be the, I guess, standard comic book versions. Of course, there are the, let's say, Arkham versions of Batman and his characters, as well as some of the movie variants. And so there are more DC comic related pop vinyls, but these are more, I guess, the classic comic book versions. What's really cool is that from number 1 to 10, these are all, you know, some of the classic figures that have been out. I believe these are some of the more original Pop Vinyl figures. And then number 91 to 95, these are just recently announced. They are under pre-order, so they haven't come out yet. But rest assured, I will be trying to catch all of these and try to make a review for you guys. On the bottom, we do have collect the entire line of DC Comics Funko Pop Super Stylized Vinyl Figures. Right here on the other side, we do get a Warner Brothers logo, as well as right here in the corner, we do get a very tiny DC Comics logo. I can't really zoom this in for you guys. You know, it is such a big box. Let me shift this around once more. It's so huge. Okay, here we go. Now, up top, we do get pretty much just a red background with a giant Wonder Woman logo right there. The Invisible Jet with Wonder Woman. The same image of the jet with Wonder Woman herself. A DC Comics logo right there in the corner. And then up top, we do get that Pop Rides logo. And then let me flip this to the back. Then on the bottom, it is pretty much a solid gray with some manufacturing details. We do get a Funko logo made in Vietnam with the barcode, a Pop Rides logo, and some of Funko's social media contacts if you guys want to go and follow them. And what's funny is down here it says not a toy. Then if it's not a toy, I don't really know what it is, but I gotta say it is cool. Okay, so I'm gonna get her out of her box and we can check her out. Okay, guys, here we have the Invisible Jet with Wonder Woman out of the packaging. Now, I gotta say, this is a really big a Funko set, whatever you want to call it, but it's still really cool. I'll be rotating this so you guys can get a better view of the whole thing and entirely. Now, out of the packaging, this does come in several different parts, so there is some assembly required, but it's not anything super difficult. Essentially, you have the jet as its base with the Funko Pop inside. It does already have the tail right here on it, and all you're going to be pretty much attaching will be the wings, and then setting up the base underneath. That is pretty much it. It's very straightforward. You don't have to look at any instructions because it's pretty much just clamp into space, and that's it. Now, what's really cool about this, I do have the Doors version of this, and I'll bring it out so we can compare it. But what's really cool is that I love the fact that they use clear plastic to really, emphasize, or I guess to, I don't know, design that this is an invisible jet. I think that's very smart on them to use that. It makes so much sense, and I love that even the base is clear plastic. So this looks really really cool. I also like that I'll show you guys in a bit, but the jet itself does have peg holes on it, so when you want to put Wonder Woman inside, she does stand up straight. There is no looseness, and there's no real big complaints. I'm trying to get you guys as many views of this all around. It is a little bit hard to just kind of show you guys this because it is big, but I'll try to maneuver it as much as I can. But yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty of it all. Let me stabilize this for a second, and I'm going to remove her. You can already see that she is tightly on there. It is because of those peg holes. They just, placed in there, and she will stay onto space. This is your standard Funko Pop. Like I said, this is probably the same standalone Wonder Woman Funko Pop. I'm like 95% sure. This is not a variant just for this set. So if you have this, just know that you'll have a second. And if you're going to start collecting the DC comic versions of Funko Pops, you might just want to buy this set because you'll get a free Funko Pop with it. So that's pretty cool. She looks really awesome. I really like the outfit. This is classic comic book Wonder Woman. You can tell right there by the starred trunks with her red blouse and it's kind of hard to make out, but there is that eagle, so it is the eagle design for the Wonder Woman chest right there. She has her bracelets with her red and white boots, so it's really cool. I also love that she does have her lasso of truth right there. It is really small and it is sculpted in, so you can't remove it, but still, it's really awesome they gave it to her. I also like that we see earrings. It's kind of weird. We don't normally see ears on these guys. Usually they have a mask or hair covering them. But it is cool that they do show that she is wearing her earrings, so that's really awesome. Her hair is sculpted really nice. It does look like, very, I guess, luscious hair. I don't know how to say it, but it looks really good. I like the tiara right here, nicely detailed with the red star. And yeah, I gotta say for paint application, they did a really good job. Usually I'm a little bit disappointed with Funko just because sometimes you get them out of the box and sometimes these guys are a little dirty or a little scuffed or just have smudges around. But so far, Wonder Woman is really cleaned. You kind of see some of the molding lines. That's a little unfortunate, but it's not a big deal. The average person is not really going to notice it. Now, Funko Pops in general have articulation, so you can see she can rotate the head. But because of her long hair, there is a little bit of a hindrance. You could force it around. You just have to really put some more push behind it. I'm not really going to do it because I'm not interested in it. But just know you could rotate the head in 180 or I guess 360 fashion if you would like. But yeah, that's pretty much it for articulations. This is, like I said, just a standard Funko Pop. So if you have one, you pretty much know what they're like. But yeah, she looks really cool. I like that they put her eyelashes, like to really showcase that she's a woman, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna put her to the side so we can kind of focus on the jet for a second. Um, so actually, I might have to take her out of frame. It's a really big jet. So like I said, I really like that they did use clear plastic. Now, of course, because it's clear plastic, you do see some of the molding inside. But again, it's like, what do you expect, right? And it is, even though it is pretty much see-through and it's very simplistic, I think it still has a lot of, right there, you see there's the base. It still has a lot of very defining characteristics. You know, like from a glance, you could tell this is a jet. You know, this is a plane of some sort. You're not gonna be confused if this is some type of car or some type of watercraft. You know, so I really like it. I think it's very bold and very defined. I also like in the inside they kind of still sculpted a seat, even though you can't really bend the legs of a pop. It'd just be standing. But I do like that they went ahead and they sculpted that seat. I'm trying to have the light reflect on it so you guys can get, some of the edges around it. Also on the inside, you do already see right there, there is, I guess, her steering wheel. I'm not really sure if there's a special name for the jets, I do like that they just sculpt that again. Once again, you don't need it, right? Funko Pops, you can't really move their hands, but I do like that they put that attention to detail in it. Right there, you do see the peg holes. That's where you're going to put Wonder Woman, and she'll stay in place. So that's really, really awesome. And there's not much more I can say to this. You could already clearly see where these pieces would be separated, right? If you wanted to, I guess you could disassemble the jet. Maybe if you're moving, you need it to be a little smaller to travel. But it's really cool, and they're gonna stay in place for the most part. I'll talk about this in a second. They're gonna stay in place. They're not gonna, even with force, you're really gonna have to try hard to remove these. So don't be afraid that one day you're gonna come back and the jet's wings are off. So it is pretty cool. I don't know if this is supposed to be loose. I don't know if this is supposed to come off or something, but it is a little loose on mine. These are pretty much stuck on and stiff, so that's a little weird. But again, not a big complaint. This just looks really cool. I really, you can kind of see right there, she's flying, right? It just looks really awesome, you know? I really, really like this. It looks really cool. I kind of hope, like, this might have been red, to symbolize fire, but I guess the fire would be invisible too. I'm not sure. Something I never got about Wonder Woman's invisible jet is that why the jet will be invisible, but then when Wonder Woman's inside, you can still see her, right? Wouldn't the invisible jet make her invisible as well? Or at least it should, right? Like, I guess that's the running joke. Now, as you saw earlier, this did pretty much come off, and that's my only complaint on it. The base, let me put this down for a second. The base is properly in, so it's not gonna come apart, but I guess this part attaching to the jet is a little loose. As you saw earlier, I'm gonna try to clamp this in. So it does click in, and obviously you see that it is still, but for whatever reason, it kind of just comes off. I don't know, maybe that's a design feature, so you could have her flying off, right? But at the same time, I don't get why they would do that if, quote unquote, on the box it says it's not a toy. So I guess you wouldn't want to take her off and take her flying. And I don't really see anywhere you might be able to attach some type of string to kind of hang it on the wall. So that's really weird. I really do think just that these joints are maybe a little loose, and so when it clamps on, you do hear the click, but it doesn't really grab on that tightly. At the same time, if you were to lift it up, the base isn't going to fall off. Right there, I'm trying to shake it a little bit for you guys. And like I said, it does stay in place, but with a little force, you could separate the two. So, I'm not really sure if I am disappointed in that or not, because at the most part they're going to stay together and it's not that big of a hassle, not big of a deal. But yeah, so here we're gonna have the Funko Pop, and I'll show you guys. It is that easy. You're just gonna line up the pegs with the peg holes, and they should fall into place. You don't necessarily have to push them because she's gonna do a pretty good job of standing up on her own. But if you guys really want it to be secure, you just put a little more pressure and she should stay in there. So yeah, that's really, really cool. Now, like I said, I do have the doors version, so I'm going to try to shift this to the side and get both of them in frame. Here we have the Dorbs Rides. Invisible Jet was Wonder Woman. So right off the bat, you could already see these are essentially the same figures, just in a smaller or bigger scale. What's kind of weird is that this almost have these blue highlights. So I want to say might be a is in a weird way a blue plastic that they just lighten up to make it see through, while this is a clear white plastic. So that's kind of interesting. I'm gonna try to shift her to the back. Uh, this jet is essentially the same thing. Pretty much designed the same way, right? We see the base, right? We see the base and the wing. And even with the same steering wheel, right? And she has the proper kind of clamp to hold on. So this is essentially, if for those of you guys who don't know, Funko bought. Man, I'm spacing out the name. Funko bought Vinyl Sugar, right? And so I'm pretty sure that Vinyl Sugar had this design, and they just supersized this to fit their pops. So that's kind of cool. Right here, you just push that in. What I like compared to the Funko version is that the Funko Pop definitely clamps on a lot better than the Dorps. I feel the Dorps are a little looser. But like I said, these are essentially the same thing, whatever the different sizes between the Funko, let me get her and her, the different sizes between the Funko and the Dorps. You could already see just how much bigger this is compared to the Dorps. That's essentially the difference between the two jets. Let me get this a little bit better in frame. They're, like I said, they're essentially the same thing. I'm going to try to rotate it for you guys a little bit. They're just in different scales, but still, it is really cool to see a what originally was to a bigger version. I think even though I really like the Doors version because it's really small and really cute, I definitely like the Pops version just because it's so much bigger. And I'm hoping you guys could really see what I'm talking about. How like this almost has like I believe this might be some type of blue plastic because it has this weird blue highlights. But still, they're like essentially identical and the same. Now, I'm pretty sure you could have other pops attached to here. These are just standard peg holes, right? Right. What I have here is the Batman v Superman version of Wonder Woman from the Funko Pump line. Now, unfortunately, these don't have any type of peg holes, so I can't really clamp onto them. But because this is a pretty wide spot, you could essentially stand her up in a way, and she'll stay there in place. It'll just be like if you have her standing up on your desk or on your shelf. So that's pretty cool. If you want to have different versions of Wonder Woman in the Invisible Jet, it definitely be awesome, right? I'm hoping that in the solo Wonder Woman films, or maybe in the Justice League film, we'll finally see, or I guess not see, a live-action Invisible Jet. At least in the movies, right? I believe Linda Park had her Invisible Jet in her show. Which reminds me, Wonder Woman! Sorry guys, I just had to get that out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. There's nothing much more I can say other than it is really cool. I definitely recommend this to all you. Let me line this up for a second. Nope. Come on. It's kind of hard when you're in front of the camera. Okay, so there you go. But yeah, like I said, if you're a really big Wonder Woman fan, I definitely suggest you guys go get this. It is just super cool. I'm really glad that they're expanding more DC comic versions of these Funko rides. So far, there's been Batman, right, in the Batmobile, obviously. So I'm really glad that Wonder Woman gets to join in on the fun. That's super cool. But yeah, like I said, I recommend this to all you Wonder Woman fans out there. You guys should definitely go and try to hunt this down. It is really cool, and I think it will be an awesome addition to your collections. If you guys are DC Comics fans in general, definitely recommend it for you guys. It's just a really cool piece to have a part of. Really, this is DC comic history, right? Wonder Woman, Invisible Jet. It doesn't get any more iconic or classic than that. And if you guys are just, Funko Pop collectors in general, I mean, this is a really cool set. Why aren't you getting this already, right? But yeah, those are all pretty much all my thoughts and opinions on this. Highly recommended, and it's super cool. Comment down below, guys. Tell me your guys' thoughts and opinions. Do you guys like this set? Have you guys already gotten it? Are you not interested in the rides, but are super fanatic about Funko Pops in general? Whatever you guys' thoughts and opinions, go ahead and tell me down below. Like the video, you guys like it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe and look forward to more videos. Thanks. Laters.